Hi Mom, happy birthday.
Today we're going to be making cookies for you to send to you for your birthday because it's much harder to send a cake in the mail. So I'll be making some extraordinarily new cookies that no one has ever made before, and Doug will be making some more boring type of cookie, I think I'm told. Of course, I'm not there in Guam, so I don't know what he's up to.
Now it's your basic chocolate chip cookie, but what we're going to work on is a couple of variations. So I'll be doing some extra spices and adding amazing nuts. Well, yeah, they'll be better than whatever variation my brother tries. He'll probably put Brussels sprouts or something fancy in the cookies. Maybe with shrimp paste or something. I don't know what you're going to get from him, to be honest. My cookies are going to be fantastic, though.
So first, we need to let our butter soften, which hasn't quite happened yet. So in the meantime, we can work on a few different things.
So the first thing we're going to do is preheat the oven. You always preheat an oven to 375 degrees because it seems like that's what most recipes end up being.
Now, as always, since it's a birthday, you have to usually make a cake that you plan on and a backup cake. So my backup cookies are going to have pecans in them. I just found these pecans lying around.
Next, we're going to combine the liquids.
So here they are. Only $2.99 for a bag of pecans that they found, which is a great deal. I can't use whole pecans, so I'll need a hammer.
So we'll go ahead and get started. Now, what you see here is your basic 2-part sugar. Now, you can buy this in a container like this, where it comes half white sugar, half brown sugar. It's a little more expensive, but it looks really nice when you pour it straight into the cup and it comes out in 2 layers like this.
Maybe I should put something on this. I'll just use a towel. And let's just put some nuts.
Alright, and next we've got vanilla. I have no idea how much I'm supposed to put in the recipe, but I always quadruple that. A whole bunch in because I get it in these giant jugs. You can never have too much vanilla.
Okay, that'll be good enough. I think that's enough pecans for a batch or half a batch. Let's put these into a bowl.
Now, what we have here are your basic extra large eggs. Now, most recipes don't call for extra large, but I have to get them because really they're more cost effective. And I don't want to feel cheated on my eggs, even if they make my recipe all balanced wrong.
So now that we have our pecans, I can work on the other ingredients. Now I noticed yesterday I was a little low on chocolate chips, but I happen to have a bag of candy. You can buy Heath chips in a store.
So, one thing to remember with eggs is you need to have a snappy wrist in cracking them because you don't want to get too many eggshells in your food. A few's okay. You just tell someone they're crazy if they think they got an eggshell. You say, no, I didn't think. But if that happens 4 or more times, you're going to know it's the quality of your chefing work.
So it's a little bit more work using the hammer and opening these little packages, but I've heard that these taste better anyway. It's
Crack it in. Oh, no, you do not lick the raw eggs off your fingers. Now that's something that's really important to think about. It came out a while ago that raw eggs actually can lead to making people sick.
okay, so now we'll be using the hammer again. I'm going to cover it with plastic wrap this time instead of just using the towel. Let's get some of these things out of the way.
Cooking, and you've got raw, I guess it's stuff from animals. Yeah, because a raw vegetable is not going to hurt you. You gotta be careful not to eat this delicious mix. Now, when you're mixing your liquids, you don't want to be afraid to get in there, okay? You got to get your hands in, not too many fingers or too much comes away on your hand. But you got to mix it up with your fingers and pretend they're a whisk.
See, this is the correct way to get your ingredients for your cookies. It's like you should use cinnamon sticks instead of ground sticks. Just tastes better. You know, you go straight to the source, which in this case are Heath Minis. This is the closest thing you can get to a Heath bar, because Heath bars are actually really hard to find right now. I think they're just too sweet or something.
There, and you can see my hand is clean. If you do it quickly, you can mix without getting any of the mix on your hands, and that's why you don't use too many fingers.
Now let's just put these with the nuts, since they are going in the same cookie anyway.
Oh, hi. Nice to see you back. I thought you were gonna be watching my brother or something cook. Okay, so as I said, you have tequila for the chef. And this is way too big of a glass for tequila. So you want to keep smaller glasses around, just in case you start pouring yourself tequila. Perfect. I'll save this for a little bit later. Now I have to add the butter. And I do not have any butter. I'll just borrow a stick from my brother.
I just realized I didn't tell you what type of cookies that I'm making. Alex's magic surprise cookies for the ones that are my first ones I'm making. These with the pecans and Heath pieces in them. I guess you can name those yourself. So it looks like my butter's softened, but I thought I had 2 sticks of butter. Well, that doesn't really matter. I'll explain later. It's actually maybe a good thing I only have 1.
Thank you. All right, and so you want to soften your butter. And it's important to soften the butter, not melt it. And the butter is softened. Perfect. And then you just add it in, and it'll pretty much mix itself. So you just kind of lean back, have a shot of tequila, and as you can see, it's already mixed.
So now I can add my sugar. See, I have brown sugar here, a little hard, but there's a way you can fix that.
So to get out those last few lumps of mixed butter, because it didn't properly heat itself, you use a hand feeder, because these are awesome. They're tried and true, and they've been in use since like the 1400s.
The standard chocolate chip cookie recipe calls for 3/4 cup of brown sugar and 3/4 cup of white sugar. I'm just going to skip the white sugar.
You should have just bought the box that's half white, half brown.
Sweet anyway, so we're just going for 3/4 cup of this. Now normally you'd have twice as much butter, but I told you I have a missing stick. And normally the brown sugar is a little less lumpy. But like I said, I think that this can all work to our benefit. Okay, now once it looks creamy, which looks creamy enough, I guess, right? Okay, so now we can add our eggs. And I won't be adding vanilla to these. Because you can taste the other ingredients more without the vanilla.
So now we're going to combine the solids. You have this floury stuff, and you always want to use style when adding your baking soda. You never want to add fruit, nuts, or chocolate chips to the flour before it's been mixed with the liquids, because what it's going to do is just coat all of your nuts in flour, and they're not going to mix in properly later. One thing you can add is the cinnamon, or any other spices. That's a lot of cinnamon. That should be delicious.
we should mix our dry ingredients. We need 2 1/4 cups of flour. So you should use a teaspoon of baking soda, which, see, I think that's a little less than a teaspoon, but you don't want to overdo it, so maybe I should just leave it with that. And you mix your dry ingredients well. Now, some people would use a bowl, but I don't feel like washing another bowl. Let's put these into my delicious looking creamed butter and mix. Using half of this dough to make these pecan Heath Bar cookies right here. So I'm going to take half right now.
Now, it's a common misconception that only spoons can be used in the mixing of cookies. Actually, a brightly colored spatula works well. And so, you just want to spend a good minute or 2 or 12 seconds, some arbitrary amount of time, mixing up the liquids and the solids until you have a nice, good, enchilada-like paste. And I don't mean normal enchiladas. I mean like if you were to mix up all your enchiladas and cut them up with a fork a whole bunch, so it's all a nice enchilada paste. You know, get that in mind when you're making cookies, because that's really the kind of consistency we're going for.
Take half of this and put it here. The other half will be for my Magic Surprise cookies. So when you're using coconut, you don't need as much butter. Let's see. I think maybe that'll be adequate. We'll find out if these taste okay in a little bit.
And now that we've got this all mixed, we can add in the nuts. Mix these in, and then we'll add the chocolate chips.
Alright, so those look about done and ready. And now it's time to get to work on my Magic Surprise cookies.
Now it's important whenever you're mixing chocolate chips and baked goods to taste some of them first. They're really, these are really good. Yeah, they're quite delicious. Let me try again. Oh, that's good. Hold on, let's see if I can do it again. Oh yeah. You think I can do 3 in a row? What do you think? Alright, I got this. Oh yes, alright. We're going to need to save the rest of these for the cookies.
Now we'll set these aside for the moment. And I'll need a new bowl. Now inside these chocolate chip cookies, I'm actually just going to be starting off with coconut. Right now I only want egg whites. So I'll be taking these yolks out. Of course it is a waste of good yolk.
If you're out of vanilla, you can just ask. Here, you can borrow mine.
Okay, so here we are.
Ah, come on, you can put in more vanilla than that. Fine, I'll worry about my own recipe.
Chocolate chips. Bam, bam, bam. Now, they're all mixed up. So now, we get a pan and start spreading them out. Alright, and so we start putting these cookies out here. And, you know, as soon as we get a tray filled up, we go put them in the oven. And then you put the tray in the oven. So your cookies are laid out and ready to go.
And now we're going to make tiny macaroons.
It is important to have dogs in the kitchen because they have exceptional senses. Come here. And they're very good at sensing toxins. So, you know, Having dogs in the kitchen will help keep you safe.
Now you should have preheated your oven, which is something I didn't do, but fortunately we have another oven that's already preheated.
That'll work. Good thing I remembered to preheat.
So that oven is preheated to 375 because that's just what it was. But typically you would cook macaroons at a lower temperature for a longer amount of time. These are mini macaroons, so maybe it's appropriate. Now I think that I will turn my oven on because, like I told you, I have more cookies to make. Okay. And we can also get started on the second part of my magic surprise cookies. We have these coconut pecan Heath Bar cookies, and we have our plain dough right here, which I'm going to mix chocolate chips into.
So the oven doesn't seem to be working. So we're going to go ahead and take these cookies out and cook them on top of the stove. This should work perfectly.
So now, these are all mixed. Sounds like my oven is preheated. Okay, so now I'll be putting in my next batch of cookies. You shouldn't use glass to make cookies on, but I'm going to give it a try anyway. You should find a way to oil it, but again, someone took my butter. So let's just see if this works.
Alright, so when you're flipping a cookie, you want to use like a pancake spatula. And you just got to be gentle and it can go pretty smoothly. There, that went well. And let's flip another one of these cookies. Oh, no, this one's not ready yet. So let's just wait it out a little longer. I think this one is ready. There you go.
And now we'll put them in the oven. And wait for about 7 or 8 minutes, and we'll see how they are.
So I think we've got all the hitches worked out in the oven now. We're going to go ahead and try this again. Just give it one more go. Smell that? These cookies smell ready. And they look ready too. Perhaps even overly ready. What frying on a stove doesn't fix, putting in an oven can. Except for this one. That is dead. Bye-bye, cookie. And my brother's cookies look to be doing quite well.
Oh, I guess I should go check on my macaroons. Alright, now can't put these on the table or in your countertops. Just put them on top of the stove. And we'll see how those are. And I need to find a way to somehow cook them in cookie dough. So, I think I should have greased the pan with macaroons. They're not chocolate chip cookies. Well, I'm not sure how Doug's cookies are coming out, but so far I think mine look like they'll be okay. Maybe. I don't know. So, it sounds like these cookies should be ready. Here we are. My coconut pecan Heath Bar cookies. Let's take them off. So it looks like these might be okay, but we'll have to wait a minute before we taste them. But now it's time to get started with my other cookies. So I'm going to take my coconut. What we're going to do is take this cookie dough batter, flatten it out, and we have to wrap our little macaroons like it's a dumpling. Now, I don't know if these will stay together. We'll find out just in about 10 minutes.
That was a terrible idea.
No matter how these come out, I'm pretty sure they're going to be better than Doug's cookies. He's doing some weird stuff over there.
Hey, my second batch will come out better. You just wait and see.
Let's just flatten them down a little so they're not too round, more like normal cookies. And we'll cook those again for about 7 minutes. Hi May, I just made some cookies. Can you tell me what you think?
Oh, when did you make it? I didn't know.
Oh, I've been cooking cookies in the kitchen. I mean, you probably didn't hear me.
Oh,
Here, try this one. It's ugly.
I was just reading, that novel there, so I had no idea what you were doing. Smells good.
Good? All right.
Yeah, no.
Oh, yeah, that's good. Well, you don't get more because these are going.
Alright, these cookies look beautiful. Works perfectly every time. So we're gonna let these cool off for a moment.
Now, see how my really experimental cookies are. They look pretty normal. Okay, and they held together just fine. A little dry on the outside, but hopefully the inside makes up for that. I have to let them cool off for a minute to see. Okay, I'll have to give one of these a try. It's maybe a little dry on the outside. I think I'm actually going to add just a little bit of butter to the batter. Maybe make it 2/3 the butter of a regular chocolate chip cookie recipe. Let's see how the inside is.
Oh, yeah, I should try my cookies.
That was pretty good.
Oh wow, that is not it's really good. So good.
So there is the coconut inside. It's like a macaroon, but it's not as magical as I was hoping. But it's an okay cookie, so you can see how you like it.
Tastes like purple.
So now I just have to find a box for these and send them to you. I hope you enjoy them. And May, come over.
Oh,
So I was making cookies for my mom. You can't have any. But say happy birthday.
happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Mom. Love you.
Love you too.
Well, I hope you enjoyed a little view into my cookie making process. I enjoyed showing you. Until next time, bye Mom, and enjoy eating cookies.